Ali, we've never met. My name is Anikantavad, and this is the first time that I've actually deliberately singled someone out in this way. But I must say that I've been impressed by the 3 videos that I've seen of you, that you've done, just your 3 most recent, and I want to deal mostly with the one you're getting the most heat on, the death threat one, in quotes, and I mean quotes. But where do I start? I think I understand the position that you're in. I only know you from 3 videos on YouTube, but I think I understand the position that you're in many ways that most, shall we say, white North Americans can't possibly grasp. You see, I believe, the good in 2 civilizations that are on a collision course. I believe that you're I would say, I don't want to pigeonhole you, but I think that you're equally comfortable in both worlds, and you don't want to see these 2 worlds collide. Now, when you see this kind of thing happening, it must be the world's most awkward position, especially if there are elements in your character where these 2 worlds merge. And just looking at the one that you got the most heat over, which is the death threat one, I think that I could see the points where the 2 characters were speaking, or when each character, I'm not trying to call you schizophrenic or anything like that, but when you actually like 2 things at once, even though they're very different things, you tend to sort of go back and forth between the 2 to make sure that you're actually in the middle, if you understand what I'm saying. I've traveled in the Islamic world, unlike probably 99.99% of the people that peddle the pornographic filth that is said on YouTube about Islam. I know what Islamic countries are like. I haven't spent enormous times there. I visited Islamic communities in India. I've been to Turkey, Tunisia. I've attended Muslim weddings. I'll never become a Muslim. I'm too much of a Westerner. I'll never become a religious person at all. But I cannot bring myself to feel any animosity at all towards the Islamic world. And that's why I wanted to send this video to you. Because I think that I think I understand the position that you're in, because, like you say in the video you made on May the 2nd, you don't understand the pressure that I'm under, because the Muslims some Muslims in my own community are telling me, just some, I'm not saying, I can imagine what you're hearing. You're hearing that, why are you wasting time on these people? They don't want your friendship. They don't want to understand you. Look at what you see people like Pat Condell saying. Look what you see people like Thunderfoot saying. Look what they want from you. You're offering them your hand. They want to misunderstand what you're saying. Just forget about it. Well, we can't afford to forget about it in a world that is getting angrier all the time and getting in each other's face all the time. And I see you, someone who has sort of taken a powerful stand, saying, okay, I'm going to try to bridge this gap in a way that allows a traditional, even potentially conservative Islamic worldview to coexist comfortably in the West. I noticed that the beard is probably what automatically sets a lot of people's teeth on edge right before they even start to hear you think. Subconscious image in many Westerners' minds is, boom, terrorist. A guy in front of a video camera with a beard, boom, he's a terrorist. Now, I think you know that. I don't think I'm telling you anything that you don't know. But what I do know is, I think as a guy who's actually traveled in the Islamic world, and as I said, kind of moved in small ways in the Islamic world, I don't think that a Westerner can understand the effect that certain inflammatory things can have on a Muslim. I remember I first started to think about this with Salman Rushdie, and I remember thinking how this issue is going to come back to haunt us, because my later experiences in the Islamic world in India convinced me, or didn't really convince me, but sort of led me to believe that there are certain aspects of the Western world that the Islamic world simply will not be able to digest. In other words, insulting the holy things of Islam. I see that you actually stand up to that extremely well for a Muslim, and I think I'm one of the few people that can appreciate how difficult that is, especially if your fellow Muslims see you not being provoked by it. I can only imagine the pressure that you're under, sort of from both sides. The hate is being spewed at you, and right behind you I can see 50 Muslims who like you and probably want to protect you from this, saying, see, I told you what these people are like. They don't want peace with us. Well, okay, that was all very well in the days when, white people lived in white people's countries, and Muslims lived in Muslim people's countries, and black people lived in black people's countries, but it's not like that anymore. There's not many people 100 years ago that have traveled the world the way I have, especially in places like the Islamic world, where nobody would simply want to go or understand why anyone would want to go there. 100 years ago, you would have been impossible. An articulate, even urbane, young Muslim who is very much a Muslim. And what that leads me to believe is that this clash of civilizations, this clash of realities, this clash of fanaticisms is almost the way I call it, isn't necessary. We have to show extreme forbearance, which you've shown, and I have to give you credit for that. I don't presume to speak for your faith, and I won't try and critique you as a Muslim, but to me, in my understanding of Islam, that's jihad. When somebody is spitting filth into your face about something that is the holiest thing you can imagine, and you keep your cool, I can only imagine how tough that is, but that is jihad, the way I understand it. To me, to a non-Muslim, you are a jihadi, based on just 3 videos of what I've seen and the garbage that people are willing to thrust in your face, and how you're willing to deal with it. So, I'm not trying to flatter you too much, and probably when I go and look at all the rest of your videos, which I will, I'll probably see a lot of stuff that'll say, oh God, he shouldn't have said that, or whatever. But I would say, just based on the 3 that I've seen, you're a far way towards the center, and to a reconciliation between traditional, or I wouldn't even say traditional, but perhaps observant Islam and the secular world than most people I've seen. And I just wanted to tell you to keep up the good work, and keep your chin up, and you're doing the right thing. Thank you.